Okay, so you are back here. Again, I hope you watched part one. If you saw part two, you're probably definitely interested in watching part three. Part three doesn't have as solid a story, and it doesn't end as well, unfortunately, for the veteran. So a very similar story to the last one. We have an active duty service member. The lender that he chose was not a big proponent of the temporary buy down. He was a very, large proponent of, hey, let's just permanently buy the rate down. Let's get this veteran, let's get this active duty service member some no closing costs because that's so amazing. So the problem is that in order to get this particular home buyer his permanent buy down, they ended up using about $12,000 of the credits that we negotiated for him from the credits we got in order to buy his rate down, a pretty significant amount. The problem is that significant amount was only $10 to $15 more than his, second or third year rate if he did the 3-2-1 buy down. That was problem number one. Problem number two came in when less than a year later, that veteran called and said, hey man, what do rates look like? And I said, hey, guess what? Rates are exactly where they're at for you right now, and it makes no sense for you to refinance. Here's the kicker. When you are going to refinance your VA loan, if you are utilizing the VA IRRRL, I'm going to give a whole class on that later. The VA is going to want to make sure that the interest rate reduction makes sense and for the refinance to go through. And right now, for that veteran, even if he was to refinance tomorrow, let's say he's got a 5.5 right now and he refinances for a 5.0, that $11,000 he spent to get from the 5.625 or the 6.5 or whatever number it was, to get him down to that 5.5 is gone for. I do not want that to happen. So if you are planning on purchasing and considering whether a temporary buy down makes more sense or a permanent buy down makes more sense, guys, please call me first. Make sure me, you, and your lender are on the phone. And I will tell you, a lot of lenders that don't like temporary buy downs will push you towards a permanent buy down. My answer is always going to be no.